Hey everybody, what's going on tonight? It is myself, Scalz. I'm here with Jamie, Rose, and Cam. And tonight we have something a little bit different than we normally do. So tonight we're going to start off with our normal review of Smackdown, and then boom, we're going to head into our football predictions for this coming Sunday. How's it doing? Good. How you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good, man. Ready to get into it. I love the fact that we're mixing it up a little bit, so it's going to be a good show.
I'm doing the best I can. Honestly, I kind of didn't want to show my face tonight.
I was just going to say, let's get the elephant out of the room. What did you do?
Face Jamey.
I was trying to trim up and I had an accident. So, I just had to just do the dang thing. And now I look like Augustus Gloop, Charlie the Chocolate Factory.
Right
I just feel like I'm about to go in a chocolate river and die, it's no bueno, dude.
Get sucked up the tube.
Yeah, the double chin going, look like Peter Griffin over here.
And your boy's here, Cam. Jacksbo.
Yeah, what up, Ginger? What up, Sammy? What up, Al?
All right, Cam, you said you wrote down everything that happened tonight on SmackDown. Like you wrote your outline. So why don't you start us off?
All right, so we start off, and I believe the first match was a tag team match with Flair and Shotzi Blackheart and Damage Control. So if anybody wants to start, what do you guys think of this tag team match?
I'm loving Shotzi. I'm loving this new character for her. And I'm kind of liking the way Charlotte's been. Like it's a little bit different. Like she's doing a little bit different moves. It's kind of weird. Like like the crossbody off the top. That was something like I wasn't expecting her to do. Like she normally does her moonsaults and everything. So she's changed it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Scalz there. I'm liking the new Shotzi. Shotzi's great. Flair, she's branching out, being a little different, trying to play more to being a likable character. So I'm with it. You missed that. I'm not explaining it again.
My
Shadow. He went to trim and fucked up.
Yeah.
And now we have this result.
Yeah. Said bump it and just made it all up.
That's just short, sweet, and to the point story.
Yeah. But back into this match though, it was an okay match for what it was. I like Shotzi with the spiked hair. I think that suits her a lot. So I'm liking that, just that aspect, just that look for her, I guess. My only gripe about this match, really, realistically, I think was the ending. I think Asuka and her team should have won, just obviously because she's the champ. But
I mean
Io, right?
Io.
Yeah, my bad. I was hoping that Io had won because Io's the champ or whatever. So I didn't like that aspect of it. But if we're getting Asuka and Io program, obviously I think it's gonna be great. That's what everybody has wanted from the start of this. So I think it's gonna be great. My only question is like, I don't understand why we're getting this in 2 weeks. They need to start building for. I mean, I know Fastlane is still some weeks away, but I want this match at Fastlane, not on just SmackDown or whatever. So that's my only two gripes really about that whole ordeal. But then we get Jimmy Uso, and he's running amok right now. He's heel Jimmy Uso. He's by himself now. Singles wrestler Jimmy Uso. So we get Jimmy Uso running amok. They show video packages of last week on SmackDown when he made his debut with his new entrance theme that everybody's going crazy about. Everybody loves that entrance theme right now. I think Jey Uso's theme is a little bit better. That's just me. But everybody's loving that. Everybody's loving the fact that he's a heel now. He's on his own. But we get a backstage segment with him and Paul Heyman. Now, a couple questions for this segment. A, who is Paul Heyman always on the phone with? Because it's not Roman. Roman's at home. He's kicking his feet up. He's not worried anything about the product right now, I don't think. 2, why? So I'm confused on, is Jimmy with the bloodline or is he not with the bloodline? That's 2 questions I have for you guys right now. So I don't know. What do we think?
So one, he always says call Roman Reigns. So we have to assume that he's on the phone with Roman. Whether he is or not, maybe he has somebody else labeled as Roman Reigns, and that's just what he says. And then he's talking to somebody else.
Brock Lesnar.
wouldn't that be the ultimate swerve?
It would be.
2, Jimmy was out of the bloodline, but with Solo saying last week, you're not out until we say you're out. And then he walks out and everything else, and then he comes back and shows up and helps. I think Jimmy got a call from the elders and said, get your ass back in that bloodline. And that's the reason why he's doing what he needs to do now. And the elders haven't reached out to Roman and Heyman yet, so they don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Here's a little.
I think the little twist was.
Here's a little interesting tad bit here. Joker's Rise HD, if you can bring that up.
You put it down.
Yeah, I don't want to see Jaxpo's comment there. But Jimmy wants to come back into the bloodline, but here's an interesting little detail. Jimmy has his video package in red. Yeah, pretty much what you just said. But, pretty much saying that he never officially left. I don't know. Kind of read that wrong myself, but yeah, pretty much what you said, Scalz.
Yeah, that's just my take on it. I think that this is how they're going to integrate the elders into it, to where we eventually get Jay versus Jimmy down the line, and something's going to be there where it's going to be Jimmy. Either Jimmy's out the bloodline or Jay gets back into the bloodline, and they reform the team. Like, I think that's going to be the stipulation when they actually fight.
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably not going to happen on WrestleMania. Like, we got a ways to go before that,
Right?
Because now they're on 2 separate brands. They could stray away from it for a while, but
Cam's like, I'm just freaking done with it all.
I mean, like I said, I'm
getting there too.
Indifferent towards it, I guess. Now, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where it's going. He's in the bloodline. He's out the bloodline. I don't know. Like I said, they're just biding their time until the real one comes back, Roman Reigns, and then then it gets real again. But I don't know. If Jay and Jimmy do fight at WrestleMania, I mean that's how I would book it. I say that a lot, but that's how I would book it. Would be at WrestleMania, because everything they've done with this storyline, a lot of it's been great, some of it's been but if you're telling this great storyline that you've been telling for the past year, Roman with the title for the last 3 years, it all needs to culminate at WrestleMania. That's how it's always been. That's how it needs to say. That's how it works. So if it's at Fastlane, it's like the ending to that story just doesn't. It's gonna go out in a whimper on a minor pay-per-view.
Now, Fastlane, that's too close for this to happen, especially now that they're on other brands.
Right. So I don't know.
Maybe
hopefully it is WrestleMania. So moving on, we had a LA Knight promo. Again, another question that pops up. He's cutting a promo on the Miz, and how Miz was. I seen the clip of Monday Night Raw when he gave the skull crushing finale to nothing, essentially, just air.
He gave it to John
awesome.
Cena. What do you mean?
That was awesome.
And yeah. Anyway, so
did you not see the segment?
I saw that. I saw that clip. So I know what he was doing. Obviously, it was the whole scene.
Yes, but you had to see the entire segment because the cameraman played into it too.
The promo was
when the music hit, and like how Cena comes out, the cameraman ran how Cena would normally do. I mean, and then ran down the ring like everything. Like it was.
Oh,
perfect.
Yeah, I did see that part. Yeah. I did see that. But my question is, with this LA Knight promo, why are we still doing this Miz feud? I don't know. I mean, he already beat him 1, 2, 3. I mean, unless they're gonna do, well, obviously they're probably doing another match. So unless they're gonna do another match, and then Miz beats LA Knight, and then they do the rubber match. I don't know. It's just kind of pointless to me. It just seems like a baby feud for LA Knight. If they're gonna push him. I don't, they're continuing to, if you ask me, waste his time when he could be pushed into something better. Maybe they think that he is beyond a title push. Maybe they just don't think the title is going to really do anything for him. I would disagree with that, but maybe that's what they're going with here. I don't know.
So the match between him and The Miz is going to be next week. So on SmackDown, which means The Miz has to come there, which means that you're going to have Austin Theory or Grayson Waller interfere and cost LA Knight the match. So I think it's going to build towards that with Theory, because Theory is the one that still wants to go for the U.S. title. And I think Knight's going to have to beat Theory for the chance for the title, and then Knight's going to beat Rey Mysterio for the title. That's what I think the whole end game is going to be.
Where was John Cena on this show?
He was in India. He was in India.
Okay. Kind of just when
Probably
it
had flight
says
issues, I'm sure.
I'm gonna be there. When I'm gonna be there, 7 straight shows.
What?
Did you see the comment Will just said? What?
So,
what is happening?
I hate this.
John Cena was in India at the Superstar Spectacle, which is where you had KO and Sammy, Seth Rollins, Natalya, and Rhea. That's why Rhea wasn't on SmackDown tonight either.
If social media wasn't a thing, they would definitely put the Universal title on Jinder Mahal and then say it was a disqualification and then act like nothing happened by the time they got back to the States.
Question: could the person that is getting traded maybe LA Knight because of the viewership he's bringing to SmackDown?
LA Knight is on SmackDown.
No, he's saying being traded to Raw.
Being traded to Raw, being traded to SmackDown.
No, the trade is somebody from. So you think the Miz could be traded to SmackDown? Maybe that's what you're trying to mean.
I think the trade's Cody.
I don't think it's going to be Cody.
What?
Yeah, have a short John Cena feud, and then put him back on, then put him on track to go back at Roman.
All right, what was next? We had the LA Knight versus Theory match, right?
Yes, we did.
It's a pretty good match.
I like it. Again, I like seeing two of the top guys they got right now having a decent match. Again, LA Knight wins with the blunt force trauma. It was a good match. Now, I'll say this. I almost skipped over this. I honestly would like to see Theory and Waller in a tag team. Like, I think that'd be interesting. Like, once they're done with, because I'm not sure where they're going with Theory in terms of the U.S. title picture and things like that. But once they're done with that, and I don't know where they're going with Waller either. My problem with people who get drafted or get called up, I guess, from NXT, and this has always been an issue. They just get extremely watered down, and obviously that doesn't seem like it's stopping anytime soon. It's still happening. So I definitely like Grayson Waller a lot more when he's in NXT because he was just a complete menace. Now it's like they've kind of reduced him to just a talk show host. Like I haven't really seen much from him outside of that. Maybe he's hurt again. I don't know. Maybe he's dealing with nagging injuries and they're kind of just waiting until he's healed up. I don't know, but he's just doing kind of a lot of talking and not much else. So I would love to see Theory and Waller as a tag team.
Yeah, I don't think they know what to do with them.
I don't think they do either. I really don't.
The tag team would actually be pretty good. They would work well together.
Like on a short-term basis.
Yeah.
And then have them go at it.
Have Waller turn on Theory, and that's how you get Theory to be a babyface.
Good.
I've been calling it for so long. I think Theory could be a generational babyface if they do it right.
We'll see. I mean, I don't see it right now, but anything's possible, I guess. A couple of gimmick tweaks here and there. I could see it happening. Oh boy, what was next? We had an AJ Styles backstage, I guess an interview, I guess it was. And now before I get into that, am I the only one that this has nothing to do with anything, but am I the only one that wants AJ Styles, like before he eventually hangs it up? And I've been thinking about this for a while, but
to get another title run?
Huh?
To get another title run?
No. Well, maybe, but no. Am I the only one that wants to see AJ Styles like he comes like he has like a retirement like feud or whatever, right? And he comes out, and then when he comes out, he's literally like rocking like the old like trunks. He cuts his hair, shaves his beard, like old TNA days. That would be a crazy way to go out. Like, I don't know. There's just something random I thought about. I've been thinking about that for a long time.
Go out the same way you go back in. You came out
Exactly. I just think it would be appropriate.
If they do that, they'd have to bring back Jeff Jarrett.
No thanks. He can stay in AEW and ruin them.
Because if you're talking about ending it how it began.
I don't know if I'll go that far. Keep Jarrett where he's at. I'm good.
Jeff Jarrett is the most complete professional wrestler there is out there currently.
All right,
What are you talking about?
Move on here. We got someone talking garbage over here.
Anywho, but yeah, then we saw a very interesting segment. We saw a very interesting segment. We had LA Knight shaking hands with the Devil's favorite demon, Paul Heyman.
That's gimmick infringement.
What do we think about that? Because I thought that was a very interesting turn of events, since Paul Heyman is, well, Paul Heyman. So what do we could we possibly see LA Knight being a Paul Heyman guy in the future? I don't know.
LA Knight does not need Paul Heyman as a mouthpiece.
That's what I see from it. Sorry to cut you off there, Scalz, but
no, you're fine.
It's a public sign of approval from the back, from corporate, from WWE, that just publicly. I think that's what that is.
Possible.
When CM Punk was a Paul Heyman guy, did CM Punk talk on a mic a lot?
Yeah.
Or was Heyman just there?
Heyman was just there.
So if Heyman was going to be in that capacity for LA Knight, I could see it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too, because he can speak very well. He cuts amazing promos, so he doesn't need Paul Heyman as a mouthpiece necessarily. So I don't know. It's just something interesting, because he's like the last person I would expect to ever be a Paul Heyman guy. That's for sure. So, but next we have the Judgment Day, and they come out and they're dripping in gold as Damian and Finn won the tag team titles.
Pause.
Okay.
Silver.
Okay. Dripping in silver. You know what though? I'm glad you said that, because that's actually a good point, because the tag team titles are silver. So I appreciate that. But yeah, so the Judgment Day come out and they're dripping in silver, and they cut a promo. The one thing I didn't like, or the one thing I found hilarious, was when Damian Priest was like, they have now accomplished or done things that even the Bloodline haven't accomplished. I thought that was hilarious, because before them, the most dominant faction I think we've ever seen was what? Evolution. And then it was probably after that, it was probably with the Shield. Then after them, it's the Bloodline. So I don't know. To me, I don't think the Judgment Day is going to be remembered in that same breath as the factions I just mentioned, but time will tell, right? So I thought that was kind of hilarious. Now, the great thing about this segment, obviously, this was probably the best part of SmackDown, if you ask moi. We get the Hurt Business 2.0, or whatever they want to call them, with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, all suited up, looking like they're ready to go. I love that. If they are garning towards a Judgment Day and a Street Profits, Bobby Lashley feud, whatever they want to call themselves now, I'm all for it. Now, the unfortunate part is I don't see, with this mega, ultra, super duper push that the Judgment Day is getting right now, I don't see in any capacity the Street Profits beating Finn and Damian for the titles. I don't see it happening. But
what if
I can dream, right? Because I thought that. I think that was great. So
what if it was Lashley and Ford?
I don't know.
I'm just saying, if Lashley took the place of Dawkins, and because they're now a faction, what if them two went for the titles? Do you think they have a better chance then?
That'd be fire. I'm not even gonna front, but the teamwork though of Dawkins and Ford, you just can't
that's what I'm saying. Like
you build that years in.
I would want more of a unit. You know what I'm saying? Because Street Profits are a unit right now. So I don't know. I just don't see the Street Profits beating Judgment Day right now. It's too soon. The Judgment Day just won the tag team titles, so I just don't see them losing the titles that soon.
I think there's too many factions. That's just my opinion.
Too many factions.
Yeah.
There's no such thing, man.
What
Factions are awesome.
What are you talking about?
Faction wars, baby.
It's just too many factions.
3 is too many.
No, see what they need to do is.
I mean, three's fine. Just
That's what there is.
any
3.
more though. But I'm just
There's
thinking,
And
three's
1
too many.
women.
just all around.
There's 3 men's and 1 women's. Well, 4 if you count LWO. Sorry, there's 4, and there's
Well,
1
L-
women's faction.
LWO.
And you're saying that's too many?
And then you also got like NXT. You got Chase U. You have
NXT is
the-
different.
the-
NXT is
the-
a lot of
that family, and then you
the family is
go to
2 people.
AEW, and there's millions of factions.
We're not talking
there.
AEW.
We're not talking about
So,
AEW.
We're not
I'm
talking
just
about
saying.
AEW. That's irrelevant.
AEW, that's a whole different thing. That's all there is over there. Everywhere you look, it's tag team /6.
That's a conversation for Wednesdays, right?
Scalz.
With
Oh,
the Boom
double.
with KMG.
That's not Wednesday. It's Friday night. So anyway,
Shadow makes a great point.
Yeah, but
It was always
Vince
a lot
Russo
of
was
factions.
the booker.
Not
That
in
guy,
WWE.
that guy had a story for everyone.
Not in WWE. You had Nation. You had 4 Horsemen. Then you had Evolution. Like, you had so many factions. You had Nexus, Shield. Like, there was always factions involved. WWE got away from that for a while. And now they're getting back into it. And you can see it's helped out in regards to things.
I think what they need to do. I think what they need, not to cut you off, Jamie, but what they need to do is they need to have like a faction wars kind of storyline. I would love that. That'd be kind of cool. Somehow integrate that with every faction they got right now. That'd be amazing. But too many factions, though, Jamie. Never. And that's never a thing, bro.
It's just a personal preference, man.
No, I feel you.
It's just growing up, you didn't see much factions. Just you had Evolution, and that was it, really.
Well, that's because they were
had
like
DX.
the top dogs.
DX was a little bit before my time. At least the faction. I mean, I had the Reunited DX as a kid, but not the late 90s faction. I'm younger than you guys think I am.
Yeah. Right, Shadow? Making me feel old over here.
I mean,
to be fair, Jamie, I had the Reunited DX as well. So,
yeah.
All right, move along.
Anyways, moving on.
Swing.
Back into SmackDown. We had the next match, which was the Brawling Brutes versus Judgment Day. Jamie, what did you think of this tag team match?
Honestly, I didn't watch it.
Fair. Scalz?
I like how they got into the match, like how the match got set up. Brawling Brutes came out and interrupted them. Finn is like, "What are you doing here? Who are you?" Like, forgetting what Pete Dunne has done to him in NXT. And then Pete Dunne is the master manipulator of the fingers, and Finn Balor felt it, and next thing you know, there's a match. And it was a great match. Good back and forth. We had Judgment Day came out on top, and then that's when we got the Hurt Business 2.0 afterwards.
Exactly. I like the fact that, Damien and Finn are looking like a unit right now. Seems like the problems for now have been resolved between the two of them. But I'm pretty sure that we're going to get back into that some kind of way, because I'm sure JD McDonough is not done butting in on Judgment Day business. So I still think that eventually we're going to get Damien and the rest of Judgment Day turning on Finn, and then we're going to get a new definitive leader in JD McDonough. So it's going to be kind of like a hostile takeover kind of thing of Judgment Day by JD McDonough.
Like the same thing with Edge.
Exactly. That's what I see happening. So I don't know. Makes sense to me,
Makes sense.
Then we had AJ Styles backstage with the Good Brothers and Mia Yim. AJ was obviously pissed because he got attacked earlier the night by Jimmy Uso. That man's out here slapping smartphones out of people's hands. Man, does he not know how much those things cost nowadays? That's ridiculous. But
I want to know, did the phone make it? Did it survive?
it didn't sound like it made it. That thing, it sounded like it broke into a million pieces. So hopefully that man's got insurance. I don't know, but them things are expensive. My question, but here's the thing though. Do we see the Good Brothers turn on AJ Styles? Or did AJ Styles turn on the Good Brothers?
I felt like that's what it was leading into tonight. And I kind of like the fact of AJ going solo again.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one because, again, I'm not really liking the Good Brothers as like the, background band of AJ Styles. They're not really showcased as a tag team.
Right, which if they split from him, I think we could actually get them back into the tag division. It only makes it better.
Right. Jamey, what do you think?
I agree. I mean, I think even if you do stick them still with AJ Styles, they just, in Japan, they were kind of that silly-ish kind of, not taking things serious. But, if they could be a little more serious and have a little bit of a mean streak and, get going for gold and having AJ there, I mean, that could be a whole collective unit if they do it right, talking about factions. But there you go.
See, the thing, I'm glad you mentioned that because the thing about them when they were in Japan is, they were kind of silly, not taking things seriously, but they did it in a way that was, they were like the cocky, like arrogant, like we know we're better than everybody, kind of silly. But when as a tag team though, they were, no pun intended, like the elite of tag team wrestling at that time, and they haven't really been, if you ask me, they haven't really been taken serious like that in a while. So it would be great just because they're a great tag team. So, and they're a great addition to the tag team division. So it'd be great to see them do tag team things. Next, we have.
I was going to say, Joker made a good point. Why is it AJ that's always getting jumped?
That's a good point.
He got attacked in TNA. He got attacked in Japan. Why does he have to be the one to do it? Why can't he be the one to turn on them and go solo? It'd be something different, and it'd be a different trajectory for AJ.
Could be.
I kind of think it's the long hair. I think people are just jealous of his long flowing hair. Mm-hmm. So it just makes him. Right? Just makes him.
I know I am.
He's using that mane until
I know I am.
So I think that's why. I think the long hair just makes him a target. But we had Asuka backstage, and she had a promo, and she's hyping up the match in 2 weeks with her and Io for the championship. Now, most of it was in Japanese, but when she said it was like the whole part where she was like in 2 weeks, yada yada yada. That was great because again, her English has gotten like really really good. So I think her English is good enough now to where she literally can just cut an entire promo in English. Like it's just that good now. So it definitely impressed me. So I think it'll be a great match. Again, my only gripe with it is that it's on SmackDown. Hopefully, I'm assuming we're gonna get some sort of false floppy finish until Fastlane. So
100% Shadow. 100%.
We appreciate that H is allowing Japanese promos. I can appreciate
especially with Nakamura. Like it just makes his character 1,000 times better than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you, Cam. It's going to be a screwy finish in 2 weeks, and then they're going to have the rematch at Fastlane, which I'm perfectly fine with. I just want to know how they're going to do the finish. That's what I'm curious as to how they're going to do it.
You know what they should do? They should do like a time limit draw. How often do you see a time limit draw in WWE? You know?
This past Tuesday on NXT.
Oh. Okay.
In the Heritage Cup tournament. It's 12-minute matches, and they had a time limit draw between Pete Dunne and Nathan Frazier.
I love the Heritage Cup. I love the rules of it.
the tournament's a little bit different than the regular rules for the Heritage Cup, but the tournament, it's amazing right now with what they have going on. Like I said on Tuesday, NXT is my favorite show to watch.
Yeah.
Every wrestling program.
Joker's Rise said Damage Control is getting involved in that match, and then Fastlane gets a new title.
I just, I like match styles with like a little bit of that old like British like influence. We have a division at Diamond State that's based off of ROH's Pure Division. So we do 2 rope breaks, 3 pinfall attempts, and then after that you gotta win by submission. So it's pretty interesting.
Not a bad idea, Joker.
That's an idea.
That's actually not a bad idea.
But now, gentlemen, we have reached that time of the stream where we have hit the main event with AJ Styles versus.
Before we start this, Cam messaged us. He goes, "They're giving this match a 20-minute time limit." Like, are you kidding me? Like, out of nowhere, this is the match they're giving him 20 minutes. I was like, "Yep."
Yeah, because it was so random. Because it was like 9:35. They went to commercial break, and I'm like, "Wait a second, this is going to be the main event." It's like, which I already knew. Obviously, there was going to be the main event, but I was just like, I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, "There's no way." So,
well, I mean, they gave him 10 minutes because the commercial break was like 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
You can't.
A lot of commercials.
The match started at like 9:41. They got 15 minutes.
Yeah. So, but anyways, gentlemen, AJ Styles versus Jimmy Uso. What do we think of this match? I'm gonna go with Jamey.
It was a good TV match. Just a lot of extracurricular stuff, which is what you get out of Bloodline matches. Very interesting seeing Judgment Day out there. I was a little confused at first, but I mean, I get it. When you're the undisputed tag team champs, you can kind of run rampant on any show, and the Judgment Day is pretty much running things now that the Bloodline is not at full strength. So, strength, baby. Anyways, yeah. Styles defeated Uso.
So I thought it was interesting that Jimmy took the pinfall. I thought with the fact that Solo showed up when earlier in the night we were told Solo was not there, we were going to see him actually help Jimmy instead of turning his back on him. So I thought that was very symbolic and interesting and adding to the story of Jimmy, you're not back in the Bloodline like you think you are. So I'm intrigued to see what happens with this because they keep developing it slowly. It's a slow developing story here with this. It's not something that we're getting that's quick, and that's what everybody wants right now. They want to know why he's back in the Bloodline, but he's not. He's trying to find his way back in because I bet you, like I said earlier, he was told he needs to by the elders.
Interesting. I thought it was very interesting that AJ Styles won this match as well. I thought Jimmy kind of needed it a little more just to kind of establish himself as, for the time being as a singles wrestler. So it's kind of strange that he took the pinfall here in this match. But there is a lot of different moving parts with this feud between him and AJ. I don't know how long this is going to be. I don't know if this is like a short-term kind of feud or a long-term feud. But again, like I said, you have that aspect on AJ's end with him and the Good Brothers, and who's going to turn on who on that, because that's what it kind of seems like. They're kind of trying to separate them three. And then, of course, you got Jimmy and you got the Bloodline. So there's a lot of different moving parts with these two involved in a match. So it's an interesting matchup. It's interesting to see Jimmy Uso as a heel and on his own. So we'll see where it goes. Well, all in all, I'll probably, out of 10, I'll probably give Smackdown tonight probably like a 6. It wasn't bad. Like I said, again, the best part of the night, I think, was Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. What's up, Jamie?
I was saying it's a 5.
5? Scalz, what would you give?
I'm
SmackDown?
giving it in between a 6 and a 6.5. Like there was really some good things on it, but then there were some things that we could deal without bringing it down. Loving the LA Knight, giving him time. He was in 3 different segments between the promo, then the match, and then the backstage segment with Heyman. I love that. Heyman across the show with Jimmy and everything else. So I just love how they're spreading things out throughout the night to keep you invested.
Absolutely. But now, gentlemen, we transition into some sports. Thursday night kicked off NFL season for this year. We saw the Lions taking on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And shockingly, to everybody's surprise probably, except for probably Lions fans, the Lions beat the Chiefs, the reigning and defending champions, by 1 point, 21-20. How are we feeling about that?
Dan Campbell is him. He has gone in there and absolutely changed the culture. Motor City all the way through. He is a nose to the grindstone guy, and he has taught that to his team. They go in there. They see the weakness in there. The receiving core doing its thing. Matt Nagy's there, back as the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. And, he's being old sleazeball, slime ball, can't call a good play, Chicago version of himself. And it is showing there. You don't have Kelsey. So at the end of the year, man, this is overreaction, but I think Mahomes is going to, be out of season when it comes January, February, and he's going to spend time with his annoying family. But with that being said, man, the Lions are back.
Man, I hope so, Jamie, honestly, because like I said, I'm tired of the Chiefs. I really am. I'm already tired of them. I can already see where this is going. It's going to be another Tom Brady in the Patriots for the next 5-10 years. I hope not, but like I said, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Patrick Mahomes because I can't stand the guy because he's that good, but I also like the guy because he's that good.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like it's just annoying that he's that good.
And I do want to, shout out to the brother Nate, actually seeing his team be decent again, So,
oh yeah, I forgot Nate's Lions fan. Yeah, that's right.
I think, Jamie, I think you just need to pump the brakes a little bit with your overreactions of the Lions being back. It's 1 week, and they went 9-8 last year. So pump those brakes a little bit.
Compared to what they've been doing,
You
they won
acted
the division
like
last
that.
year.
You acted like that would be me going like that if the Giants beat the Cowboys this Sunday. Saying, oh, the Giants are back. Yeah, great.
They probably will. Danny Dimes is that guy.
No, it doesn't matter if they beat him this Sunday. What matters is if we make the playoffs again. Then we're back. Then you have 2 consecutive playoff appearances in a row. That's when the team can be classified as being back.
You're just mad right now because
I'm not mad at all.
I'm excited about a team, and the Giants can't make the playoffs anymore, going 8-8 because the Eagles are in that division.
Yet the Giants made the playoffs last year and won a playoff game,
and then got bounced.
Okay, they still won a playoff game, and they were expected to go 5-12.
That's because Danny Dimes is him.
And Brian Daboll won Coach of the Year last year.
It's a good coach. Good coach.
Anywho.
But I'm just saying, pump the brakes on the Lions. They played a great game yesterday. Phenomenal. All around. The wide receivers on Kansas City didn't know what to do.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I'm glad they have Kadarius Toney. He could stay over there. Guy can't catch a ball to save his life. Guy dropped a wide open 25-yard pass to get a first down on the drive of the game at the end of the game where the Chiefs could have actually won. But he could stay over there, the crybaby that he is.
Just, Marvin Jones is great at receiver.
Marvin Jones, St. Brown.
Fire tonight, boy.
St. Brown. He is the number 1 wide receiver on that team.
Yes.
If they don't block it, they need to put at least 2 people on him at all times. And he still gets free. This guy is that good. They just need to learn to run the ball a little more because between the new team,
Sorry, you cut out a little bit there.
I think his name is Grays. Is that the new running back?
Gibbs.
Gibbs. They have Gibbs and Montgomery. They
And
need
he's
to be able to
good.
utilize them more. I felt they didn't utilize them enough last night.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys watch the entire game though, or just parts of it?
I watched the game.
most of it. Yeah.
So, what did you think of that offensive lineman for the Chiefs jumping on every single play and never got called until the drive when it mattered the most?
Arrowhead, baby.
It doesn't even shock me. I mean,
like he got
that's so terrible.
He got a fast start on every single play,
Mm-hmm.
and they only called him one penalty, and it was on the final drive of the game. Shenanigans over there.
Yeah,
that it was only
For
called
sure.
then.
For sure.
Interesting.
So I don't know. It doesn't even surprise me anymore. Like I said, with any NFL season, you can expect some bad calls. That just comes with football at this point.
yeah.
But anywho,
Sneakily, they got the Lions have one of the best defenses in the league. But yeah.
Oh,
But anyways,
who's the lineman on the Lions?
The lineman,
What's his name?
Aiden Hutchinson.
Guys,
He's a monster. And then the rookie Jack Campbell, great game.
Yeah, Lions had a phenomenal draft this year and last year. Like they're gonna be a good team going forward.
Yep.
They had some good trades too, didn't they?
They got Montgomery. I think that was a free agency though.
Yeah, Montgomery was a free agency signing. Got him off the Bears, which is
They got,
weird that he goes in division.
They also got a guy that used to be on our team, Cam Sutton, I believe.
Yes, one of the better quarterbacks.
Yeah. And then
he got called for a bad pass interference penalty last night because he arrived about 5 seconds too early. That's how they got their third one of the field goals in the third quarter, I think.
Right.
But
anyways,
right.
We're gonna run down this list, guys, and see our predictions for NFL Sunday. So the next matchup we have is the Bengals at the Browns. Who are we taking, guys? I'm gonna start with Scalz. Who are you taking, Bengals or the Browns?
I almost took this as my focus game this week, but I left this off because there's rumors I heard that Watson might not be playing, and I wasn't able to confirm or deny that yet. So that's why I steered away from this. But I feel because this is almost a pick 'em, I think it's like a 2-point in a favor for the Bengals on the road. So that means the Browns are really like a 9-point underdog. So I'm picking the Bengals.
I'm picking the Bengals also. Denzel Ward is questionable. He is out of concussion protocol, but still questionable. And Joey B and the boys, they're going to come back, and I think that they got that one on lock.
Fair. I'm going to agree with you guys, and I'm going to say the Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to come out red hot. I think this is going to be a part of their sort of revenge season. So, yeah, I think they're definitely going to beat the Browns. Moving on to the next prediction, we have the Texans at the Ravens. I'm going to start this one, and I'm going to just say the Ravens, hands down. I don't think the Ravens are losing this match. Jamey, who are you taking, Texans or the Rams? Or the Ravens, I'm sorry.
Ravens, no doubt. I don't have to explain myself.
Fair.
I mean, I want to like the Texans because C.J. Stroud is on there and he's the number 2 overall pick. But it's a tough matchup first week. They ain't beating the Ravens.
Fair. So we've agreed all across the board so far. Next prediction, we have the Buccaneers at Vikings. Scouts, who are you taking, Buccaneers or Vikings?
All right. For this one, I'm going to have to go with the home team here, the Minnesota Vikings. Even though Baker Mayfield is making his debut as the quarterback for the Bucs, I just think that Kirk Cousins, with the new addition of Hawkinson, is going to make a big difference.
Okay. Jamey?
I'm actually going with the Buccaneers. I think that defense is just too good, and they're going to hold their end for what the offense Might have a little bit of trouble to do, but I am a Baker Mayfield guy, but I'm not showing my bias there. I do think that defense, though, with Devin White and the boys, they're going to hold it down.
I'm going to take the Buccaneers here, agreeing with what Jamey said. Their defense is looking pretty solid this year. And Baker himself is looking pretty good. He might have finally found a real home here with the Buccaneers. So I think they're looking pretty legit this season.
They do have
Moving on, we've got
staff.
the Panthers at the Falcons. And I'm going to start this one. Panthers and Falcons. I'm going to say the Falcons, I guess. I don't even know why, but I'm going to say the Falcons. Jamey, who you take, Falcons or Panthers?
Falcons, rookie quarterback on the Panthers. It's just going to happen one of these times. So,
yeah, I'm sticking with the Falcons. I did want to go with the Panthers because of Bryce Young.
same.
But you got to remember, they have a rookie quarterback there. The Falcons have a rookie running back, the number 8 overall pick from this season. So I'm curious to see what this kid can do. And then I have a feeling that this year Pitts is going to break out as the tight end with the new quarterback for the Falcons, and I just think they're going to have a good season.
I like it. Moving on, we've got the Cardinals at the Commanders. Jamey, who you taking, the Cardinals or the Commanders?
The Washington football team. I mean, until they get their quarterback situation taken care of, I'm not rooting for the Cardinals at all.
Fair.
This pains me to say because it is a division opponent against me, but I think we are going to see the Commanders win this game.
Go Red. Okay.
Cardinals, Commanders. I don't know. Probably the Commanders. I think the Commanders, for a couple of seasons now, the Commanders have had a solid defense. They've been really defense heavy. Their offense pretty much is like the Kings of turning a sloppy offense into something. They always just make something out of nothing. So they're pretty much the Kings of that. So I'm gonna go with the Commanders here.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars versus my hometown team, the Indianapolis Colts. Scalz, who are you taking, the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Indianapolis Colts?
So I'm going to have to go with the away team here. They're giving 5 points as the road, so it's a road favorite. So that really means to me that the Colts are down 12 because the 7-point home edge. And the fact that the Colts have a rookie QB to start, I don't think they really have a chance. Unfortunately, I have to pick Tony Khan's Jaguars. Yeah.
Jamey?
Even though they're Tony Khan's Jaguars, they do have a fantastic coach, a former Super Bowl champion coach, Doug Peterson. You have Trevor Lawrence. He's trying to, bounce back year. He looked good for the most part of last year. And that defense is pretty good. I'm not even going to front you on that. And then also on the Colts end, I love Anthony Richardson. I think that's one of the best pickups they've picked up in years. And he is a great quarterback and a great
since Andrew
person.
Luck.
And a great
Let's hope
person.
he doesn't retire after 5 years.
But
that's if the Colts doesn't ruin him.
Jonathan Taylor is, I think, still sitting out. So
yes, he is. That's another factor.
Taking the Jaguars.
I'm going to be the wild card here, and I'm going to say the Colts because the Jaguars for the last couple of seasons have just embarrassed the Colts. And I think this is a game that the Colts probably have circled on their calendars to be extra prepared for. So I think it's going to be the Colts. I think they're going to come out swinging for the fences. So I'm going to say the Colts. Next, we have the 49ers taking on the Steelers. Obviously, I'm taking the Steelers. I am a Steelers fan. But, Jamey, who are you taking, the 49ers or the Steelers?
49ers. I think just with Brock Purdy and then, got Debo back and you got Christian McCaffrey, you have, I'm not completely sold on Brock Purdy being a elite quarterback or anything like that, but he's an okay game manager. And when you have a few targets and some pretty elite options on offense to cover yourself, managing a game is all you have to do. And then your defense, led by a newly paid and happy Nick Bosa, I think it's going to be the 49ers with the edge. I like the Steelers. I like Mike Tomlin. He coaches a great team. I just don't think Kenny Pickett's ready for the next level yet. And that they also have a good defense. A lot of these teams are getting pretty good on the defensive side of the ball. But as much as it pains me, I got to go 49ers.
Yeah, we're not the most physically impressive looking team out of the AFC North, but we manage. Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Cam's game to watch for the week, obviously, because it is his team that he cheers for. See, I will disagree with you, Jamey, on one thing. I think the defense for the Steelers with TJ Watt going up against the weak offensive line of San Francisco is going to be a difference maker, and it's going to cause Purdy to be out of sorts and have his rhythm broken up. I am going to pick the Steelers in this one, and I think it's going to be a 3-point game.
The one thing I can always say about my Steelers is the fact that each year we continuously have a relentless defense, and a lot of times that overwhelms a lot of quarterbacks. So I can always appreciate something like that. So I definitely think that's going to play a factor in this matchup. But moving right along here, our next prediction we have for our next matchup is the Tennessee Titans at the Saints. Scouts, who we taking? Tennessee Titans or the Saints?
I'm gonna have to go with the Titans here. Even though the Saints have a new quarterback in Derek Carr, they are missing Alvin Kamara for the first couple weeks. So I think that is going to be a difference maker. And the Titans are going to be hard to stop with the new addition of DeAndre Hopkins back in the fold, plus Derrick Henry. So I feel that the Titans are going to win this one.
Who do they have as a quarterback now? Same guy?
Isn't it
Ryan
still
Tannehill
Tannehill?
Yeah, still Tannehill.
Who has
And
done phenomenal on this team.
He can manage a game for sure.
Okay. I wasn't sure they had a new quarterback or not. But anyways, Jamey, who we taking?
As much as I want to see the Derek Carr revenge tour, I don't think Jamal Williams and Keandre Miller are going to hold up the Alvin Kamara's end. I think it's going to be the Titans going on this one.
So I think this match is probably a sleeper in the lineup for Sunday. The reason I say that is because I feel like you have two quarterbacks that they can definitely come out and be some gunslingers and just be throwing that ball all over the field. So this has the potential to be a shootout. Honestly, it does. Mm-hmm. Even with the Saints missing some big pieces. But I'm going to take the Titans, honestly, with D-Hop back. And, of course, they have Derrick Henry back in the fold. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Titans as well. So
the one thing that can be a difference maker in this game is the return of Michael Thomas for the Saints.
Yes.
And with him and Derek Carr being together, but they haven't worked long enough. So I think that's going to be more of a factor starting, I would say, week 4 and on. So I think Titans are finding them in the schedule at the right time to get the win.
Fair enough. Next matchup we have for Sunday Night Football is the Raiders at Broncos. Jamey, who we taking, Raiders or Broncos?
Taking the Broncos, and it depends on which Russell Wilson are we going to get. Is he going to listen to the coach and put pretty much the team 3 stuff kind of on the back burner and go out and play some football? If that's the case, then I think the Broncos would probably win anyways because Josh McDaniels is a C word to any team that he is the head coach of. He's a great offensive coordinator in a Belichick system, and that's it.
Wow. Okay.
Give me the Broncos.
All right. Scouts?
I'm sorry, Jamey. I'm going to have to take the Raiders on this one. Jimmy G as the QB with Josh Jacobs as the running back. It's gonna make a difference.
And Devontae
Flash
Adams.
and what?
And Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams. Yeah, like those three together. Devontae Adams has a QB now. Like Derek Carr is a great QB before he left. Everything else, but Jimmy G has something to prove. And I think they're gonna do what he's gonna do what he needs to prove that he is still a QB in this league.
Oh yeah.
So I'm picking the Raiders.
I gotta
hope
agree
you're
with
right.
Scalz. I think it's going to be the Raiders as well. I don't know, man. Russell, I don't know what he's doing lately. I
don't know.
I don't have faith in that at all. So,
I mean, I hope
So-
Scalz is right. I just don't have faith in Josh McDaniels
So-
at all.
I will say this. Last year, everybody was like, "Oh, the Giants should trade for Russell Wilson," even though they have Daniel Jones. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Russell Wilson is done. His career is over. He is nothing." And everybody's like, "No, you're wrong." And at the end of the year, I was like, "Was I wrong or was I right?" They're like, "Shut the hell up." It's like, "Yeah, that's what I thought."
exactly.
Russell
Right.
Wilson did shit. Danny Dimes had best year of his career, and he's only going to get better.
They said the same thing about the Steelers at one point. They were like, "Oh yeah, the Steelers could get Russell Wilson." I was like, "No thanks, no thanks. I don't want Russell Wilson. No, not at all." Moving on here, we have the Eagles at the Patriots. Scouts, who we taking, Eagles or the Patriots?
Why do you do this to me, man? There's no way the Patriots are winning. They don't have the offensive firepower to go against the Eagles. Eagles have one of the most offensively talented teams in the league. No comparison, and that's coming from a Giants fan.
Fair. That's a big statement, especially coming from a Giants fan as well. Jamey, who we taking, the Eagles or the Patriots?
Eagles. I Bill Belichick's in his sad boy era right now, so give me the Eagles.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you guys. My guy, Devontae Smith on that team is an absolute monster right now. So
He's a dog.
straight dog. So
Get that
I gotta
dog.
take the Eagles. I don't think the Patriots stand a chance. This might be a shutout, honestly. I can honestly see that. Next matchup we have the Rams at the Seahawks. Jamey, who we taking, Rams or the Seahawks?
Give me Geno Smith and the Seahawks. I think the chemistry offensively is not there for the Rams, and I think the clock is winding down on Stafford. I really do, and I think that window for more championships for Los Angeles is just done, and I think it's time for Sean McVay to go to TV. That's what I think.
Fair. Scouts. Who we taking, Rams or the Seahawks?
I'm taking the Seahawks, and the only reason I'm taking the Seahawks is because Kupp is not playing. That's the
Okay.
deciding factor. If he was playing,
Like-
the Rams would be winning this game.
I like it. Yeah, I'm probably taking the Seahawks as well. Again, I'll even make a bold statement too. I think this is probably Stafford's last year. I mean, like I said, he already won his ring. I don't think he's going to really get any more rings after that. So he has his ring, and I think this is probably going to be his last season. So I'm going to take the Seahawks. Next matchup we have is the Dolphins at the Chargers. Scouts, who we taking, Dolphins or the Chargers?
So this one's a tough one for me because I like Tua as a QB. I just don't know if he's healthy enough or if he ever will be healthy enough based off of the injuries that he sustained in the last years. But that offensive weapons that he has on that team with Waddle and Hill, it makes them contenders in every single game they play as long as they have a QB on the field. I want to take the Dolphins to surprise the Chargers.
Okay. All right. Jamey, who we taking, Dolphins or the Chargers?
I'm taking the Chargers. I don't think Tua is going to show up.
I like it.
I do agree with Scalz on his analysis, though.
I'm going to take the Chargers. I think all these injuries that Tua has sustained, I mean, even since college, I think is eventually going to start shaking his confidence. The confidence even within the organization is going to start to waver with Tua being hurt so much. So I think he's going to lose a little bit of his confidence. I think it's going to start to affect his game, and I think the Chargers are going to take advantage of that. So I'm taking the Chargers. Next, we have the Packers and the Bears, and this was, I believe, Scalz highlighted game of the week. So I'm going to start with Scalz. Who are you taking, Packers or the Bears?
So I chose this as my highlighted game to watch because this is the first matchup that we will see Jordan Love with replacing Aaron Rodgers. And this matchup is the Bears are getting 1 point or giving 1 point. So it's essentially a pick-em between these two teams. I'm curious to see what Jordan Love can actually do on the field, given the full opportunity that he deserves. He was drafted in the first round for a reason. That being said, they don't really have wide receivers to go against the Bears. So I think the Bears are going to pull this out because of the weapons that they have with Justin Fields, his ability to run, and then they also have the new signing of the new acquisition that they got of DJ Moore. So I feel that the Bears are going to win this game.
Jamey?
I agree with Scalz. Jordan Love, third preseason, has really impressed me. I think he's going to be a pretty good transition from Aaron Rodgers. And me, as a big Aaron Rodgers fan, am glad that Green Bay has their guy, and at least they're confident in him. But I do agree with Scalz. I just don't think the weapons are there, and that was the big thing with Rodgers. He didn't believe in the weapons, and until that organization puts the team around Jordan Love to be able to succeed, I think it's going to be a tough going there. The coaching staff's great. Everything else is great. Defense is even good. But just the offensive weapons they need to put around the kid so he can succeed. Justin Fields, he's going to be looking to be better as he goes. Looking last year, started out a little rough, but pretty much showed that he could be a really good, starting quarterback in this league. And then also picking up DJ Moore from Carolina, at the beginning of the year. So I really think the Bears have this one on lock.
So I'm going to be the oddball out here, and I'm going to take the Packers. I've always been impressed with Jordan Love, and from what little I have seen from Jordan Love, and I think you're going to see a different Packers. I think they're going to be motivated. They hear people like us talking and saying, they don't have weapons, they don't have this, they don't have that, and I think they're going to definitely reconstruct that whole offensive line and defensive line if they have to improve everybody wrong. So I'm definitely going to take the Packers. On the Bears end, Justin Fields, I don't know, man. I'm not sold on Justin Fields right now. I'm sure he can be a good quarterback, but what I have seen from Justin Fields, I'm not too impressed with right now. And right now, frankly, I think it's his make or break year. If he doesn't materialize this year, they probably will move on from Justin Fields. So I'm going to take the Packers in this matchup. Next, we have the Cowboys at the Giants. Jamey, I got to start with you because you are a Giants fan. Who are you taking, Cowboys or the Giants?
As much as I want to go Cowboys, I don't believe in Dak and the boys just yet. I do, though. I'm a big fan of Danny Dimes. I wasn't at first when New York first drafted him. I was like, what are y'all doing? What the hell? But, looking at it, he's really impressed me, especially the last year, going to the playoffs, picking up a playoff victory. I believe in the Giants and what they can do. Bring in Brian Daboll, that is probably the best thing that they could have done. And I'm really happy. You bring in a guy, I think he was in the Bill system. He was the coach there, I think, right? Or one of the coordinators, the offensive coordinator there. But bringing him in to, come in and pick the groceries and do what he needs to do to put the team together and coach it has been the smartest thing the Giants have done in years. So I think it's only going to get better for them. It sucks, though, that they're in that division, though, with the Eagles right now, and the Eagles are firing on all cylinders, too. So anyways, go Giants.
So you're picking the Giants?
Unfortunately.
Cam, can you go first on this one?
Sure. So even though I am a Steelers fan, I have a soft spot for the Giants. My dad's a Giants fan. I have a whole bunch of family from New York. So I got a soft spot for the Giants. And last couple of seasons, they have just been breaking my heart, man, because they're just not what they used to be back when they had, Victor Cruz and pre-injury Saquon Barkley. So they just haven't been what they were. So, but hey, the last year or so, they have been improving and slowly but surely improving and getting back to the Giants of old. So, and I can't stand the Cowboys. I can't stand them. So I'm praying to the football gods that the Giants beat the Cowboys finally. So I'm going to take the Giants.
Okay. This matchup, on paper, in favor of the Cowboys. They have DeMarcus Lawrence. Stop with them on screen. Stop. You love doing that to people. Stop. On paper, DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons controlled the Giants last year. They sacked Danny Dimes 5 times in the 2 games that they played. They dominated them. Evan Neal is coming into his second year. We have to see what he can do. Saquon Barkley is back. Yes, he's a year removed from his injuries, but he's back. He's better than he was before last year when they played. He's on his way. The difference that I see this year is the Giants added more weapons. Darren Waller, even though he's questionable this week. Dak Prescott right now has a 10-game winning streak against the Giants. 10 in a row. This is the time it breaks. Danny Dimes comes through in his home stadium, 4th quarter, game-winning drive, beats the Cowboys.
I like it. Moving on here, on our last game of the week for Monday Night Football, we've got the Bills and the Jets. And this is Jamey's highlighted game of the week. So I'm going to start with Jamey. Who are you taking, the Jets or the Bills?
Oh, I'm going the Jets, baby, all day, every day. Aaron Rodgers, he's going to go ham. You pick up Dalvin Cook in free agency. You have a great young wide receiver core, Garrett Wilson being there. And then you have, Alan Lazard coming with him from Green Bay. And then also he's bringing back pretty much his best friend, Randall Cobb, being the veteran there. And then you have a great running back core too. You got the young man, Breece Hall, and then Dalvin Cook being signed. And then, that defense, you got a lot of young guys there, a lot of young, hungry guys being led by Sauce Gardner. And it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be a great year. I'm not saying Super Bowl at all. That's not what I'm saying. But I think they're gonna change things around for the Jets. It's going to be exciting, and I am playing bias. I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy. So give me the Jets. 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 Let's go. Let's go.
Scalz?
Hate to rain on your parade, Jamey. Aaron Rodgers, while he is a difference maker, he's not going to be a difference in this game. You still don't know what Breece Hall can do. He's coming back off of a major knee injury. Same thing that Saquon suffered. So Saquon was not himself for a full year after that injury. So we don't know what Breece Hall can do. Yes, they have Dalvin. Yeah, you have Cook. But wasn't he an issue with injuries as well in Minnesota? Wasn't he complaining about everything else? You can't trust him. He doesn't know the system. How many games has he played? How many times has he run the ball behind this offensive line? Oh, yeah. The fact that they bring Mekhi Becton back now, who has not played in 2 years. He's a weakness on that offensive line. They're going to attack him. They're going to get through him. And it's going to make a tough time for Rodgers because Rodgers does not like to get hit. And he's going to be getting hit all day. He's not going to have time to get to the ball to Garrett Wilson or to his favorite friend, Randall Cobb. They just don't have somebody they could toss the ball down to in that time of need because the running backs are going to be too busy trying to block the rushers coming in. I think Josh Allen is going to take control of this game, and the Jets going to see what their season is actually going to be. and it's not Super Bowl bound like all these Jets fans think it is.
Yeah, I gotta agree with my man Scalz up there about the Green Bay Jets. I'm sorry, the New York Jets. I do like Aaron Rodgers. I do.
You're not wrong.
Cool. I think he's a cool guy. I do like Aaron Rodgers. Obviously he's still a great quarterback. But I've been hearing about the Jets and Aaron Rodgers move for months now, and I'm just like, big whoop. I don't care. I have to actually physically see this in motion. Them picking up Aaron Rodgers, I just don't. If this was maybe 2010, maybe cool, but I don't know. I don't know what Aaron Rodgers really has left in the tank, really.
Even if it was 3 years ago before he had his 2 MVP seasons, I just think now he's at the climax of his career. It's going to be another Brett Favre situation. Week 6 he'll be hurt, and you're not going to have to worry about him.
And if you think about it too, Scalz, is there's always that one team every year that makes these drastic changes with this these shiny new quarterbacks and shiny new offenses. Like one year it was the Browns. They picked up OBJ. And then the next year was the Broncos. They picked up Russell Wilson, and these kinds of teams just never materialize. They always end up being a complete disaster. I see that with the Jets. I think with all this new pieces they've added, that offense specifically is going to be a complete mess. Honestly, I see the Bills taking advantage of this. This could be catastrophic for the Jets, and I see the Bills absolutely destroying the Jets all night long on Monday Night Football, so I'm taking the Bills. But that concludes our NFL picks for the week, Sunday leading into Monday. If you guys want more football talk, go over to Rivet City Radio with my man Metalcore Mike, Sunday mornings with Rivet City Red Zone. So, yeah, great show. Check that out on Sunday mornings.
That'll be at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
There you go. But, gentlemen, that concludes everything for football this week. And what a fantastic Friday night review we just had. Is there anything else you guys would like to add for this particular episode?
I wrote down everybody's predictions. I want to be keeping track. We're going to see who wins each week. At the end of the year, we'll do something. We're going to have a little prize for somebody. We got to figure out, like, we'll make like a little bet-ish type thing. The winner gets something, and the loser has to do something. Keep it interesting. So
I'll probably be the loser.
I'm not shaving. Don't put that in.
I thought that in my head, and I was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't do that to him."
Beat you to it.
Then he would turn that around and do it to me, and I wouldn't do that either. Unless it's my head, that's a different story. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep track of them. I'll start keeping scores, everybody's record. We are not using the point spread, just so you guys know. So it's based off of winner overall.
Yeah.
I like it.
Sounds good.
I like it.
And anyways, just want to go over some housekeeping stuff. You can follow us over on the Patreon. Support our guys over here at www.patreon.com /Rivet City Radio. It's only a $5 tier entry. You get all the good stuff like the Hill Support Club with Max and Colby, 2K stuff with Scalz, or whatever Scalz does. You get some rankings and some cool little articles and stuff, and also extra shows. And then also check out the merch shop. I am not going to spell that one out, so it's going to run on the ticker there. But while that's running on the ticker, you got the Tuesdays Nerdy News at 4:20. That's on Rivet City Radio with NXT on tap at 8. And then on Wednesdays, you have the Boom on Rivet City Radio and Pardon the Interruption at 11 p.m. on Off Top Radio. Thursdays, which is tomorrow, you have the Boss Bitch Trivia Hour at 8 p.m. on Rivet City Radio. Fridays, Boom. Thursday was yesterday. Look at me. I don't know what day I'm in. Anyways, Fridays, you have this slot, which is Friday Night Review. And then Saturday.
We have Prince's Movie Madness.
There will not be
a new episode tomorrow night. I will be dropping an episode on YouTube for a pre-recorded one that they have, so be on the lookout for that.
Sweet, check it out on the ScrewTube.
Normally that runs on Saturdays at 8 p.m. But our next live show will be back Sunday at 8 p.m. over on Rivet City Radio for Bot Spots and Chair Shots.
Bot Spots and Chair Shots. And then Table Spot. Ding, ding.
And then right after that will be the Table Spot at 10 p.m. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that comment button.
Bell.
Helps us with the algorithm to get us out there. If you are on here on Twitch, just drop a follow. This way you get the notification of when we're live. Cam, want to tell us where we can find you?
You can find me on TikTok at Cam's Wrestling Corner, and on my other TikTok at Call Me Cam G. And of course, you can find me right here every Friday night with Friday Night Review with these guys you see above me, and on Wednesdays on Rivet City Radio with The Boom. And you can find me on Instagram if that does not sizzle your bacon with at 317 Bacon, Eggs, and Cam.
Jamey?
You can find me on my socials at Jamey Rose X. Pretty much catch up with everything I'm doing within Diamond State Wrestling and Off the Top Media. And the stuff I got going on through the City Radio, whatever that will be, I never know. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited to be here tonight, talking some football with you guys. Scalz, tell us where we can find you.
You can find me here on Off the Top Media on either Twitch or YouTube, as well as Off the Top Media _ on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
Ooh,
Hope everybody. What's up?
I forgot. Mondays, paying dues.
Jamey is Mondays at 11 p.m. right here on Off the Top. He is actually usually has a couple nice guests. It's a good show. Make sure you come check it out. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I hope you enjoyed the first edition for our football segment. We will continue this in some sort of fashion going forward. So I hope that you guys like it. If not, make sure you come back. Check us out on Sunday. We'll see you guys again soon. Have a great evening.